All eyes on Doge. Big runner. To the moon. Whew. Doge still going up. All eyes on Doge. Still big runner. To the moon. Keep going up. Going up. All eyes on Doge. Dogecoin. Up. Movement in Doge. Dogecoin. Up. All eyes on Doge. Dogecoin. Up. Movement in Doge. Dogecoin. 42.60. All eyes on Doge. Dogecoin.
Hey everybody, Kriss here. Welcome on a Monday afternoon, evening time. How's everybody doing? We're holding on. Dogecoin's price is not where we want it to be as it is falling out of our red box. Oh, tough. So we're going to talk about that today. We're going to talk about the signals, the indicators, what people are thinking now. And we have already our first friend, Caesar. How you doing, buddy? I mean, I don't know why you're here, but oh, thank you. Took care of it. Already gone. Oh my goodness. Dogecoin's holding on 15 cents, but it's not looking good. Looks like we may be in the 14s here. So we'll be checking on that, and we'll be checking on Bitcoin, whether Bitcoin is going to continue to break through. This was a sloping line that failed here earlier this afternoon as the CME gap was filled. So let's go through that first, and then I'll get you guys in the chat. All right, we'll do that first right off the bat. So CME gap, check, right? That was the second thing, right? We had the first, which was Bitcoin closed the week under the 50-week moving average. So we had that. And this is the second CME gap officially filled. What's going to happen next? And we know, right? Market makers are in control. They're continuing to take out the longs. We'll check on the heat maps as well as that continues to happen. But we're back where we were in April. Now, Bitcoin is back where it was in April. Dogecoin, still not to 13 cents. We haven't hit 14 cents, so we're still in 15, trying to hold on. But this was one of those things, right? This was one of those things that we had on our list, and we checked that off. And I don't want to get into the whole, is it officially a bear market or not? I've said on X, my opinion on that I wait for confirmation. Many are saying, oh, we're already in a bear market. Maybe, maybe not. We don't know. That's all I'm saying. You may have an opinion. Awesome. That's your opinion. And I want to hear your opinion. You can share your opinion. But it's not fact. There's no fact yet. But the chart doesn't look good. I give you that. The chart doesn't look good. And Merlin's like, oh, well, we looked at this one. We looked at this one the other day because there could be this kind of scenario. It is a very bullish, it's a bullish scenario. So again, Shidafu, Anthony, it's not me, right? This is Merlin the trader, right? Who's putting this out there and saying, look, if we close this lower CME gap, we could see a bounce back up. And there are many who are calling for $140,000 Bitcoin. That this is not a bear market. This is a manipulated price down, clearing out hundreds of millions of dollars of leverage longs so that it can go up higher and start taking out all those shorts. I'm not saying that's not possible. It is possible. So again, I just put that out there. Warning signs, though. We do have the weekly super trend that has also flipped. The first bearish flip since January 2023 on the super trend. And this is just one of those indicators. And we can look at that if you want. we can look at the different time frames on the super trend. But, and again, Shidafu, this is your opinion, right? And you must say that's your opinion, not fact. Not fact. So, and it has happened before. We have had big pullbacks, as I've said many times, and even included in my video this morning, that this current pullback in Bitcoin isn't even as bad as the one we had in the first part of this year. We went down 32% in the first part of just this year, eight months ago, right? We were pulling back. And so this pullback we've had over the past month isn't as bad as that, percentage-wise. So, and I get it. It's hard to stay positive, Nazif. I get it. Volatility to the downside, yep. The market makers are in control, as I've been saying. More sweep of the lows. Exactly, Jeff. But we do have a lot of indicators, and here's the next one on the super trend that has flipped from green to red on the weekly. That's a warning sign. Got it. Again, it is not confirmed bear market yet, but all these things are flashing, right? We get one after the other after the other. Bitcoin social dominance also flashed a major signal. Not a guaranteed bottom indicator, but historically, and again, all we can do is look at what's happened in the past, because nobody knows what's going to happen tomorrow. Nobody knows what's going to happen next week. So we have opinions and we have thoughts, right? But no facts about the future. The probability of a market reversal jumps when Bitcoin's social dominance spikes. During Friday's plunge below 95K, social chatter hit a 4-month high. A clear sign of retail panic and heavy FUD. When the fear maxes out, markets often find their footing. In other words, the fear that's in the market now is more of a bottom signal. Again, let me repeat that. Because of the fear in the market, extreme fear, maximizing on this social dominance indicator, that's usually the sign of a bottom. So we could be bottoming out here in the price. And then we turn around and go up. Again, these are just different looks of what's going on in the markets. Michelle, he says, look, extreme fear. Every time, this is the fear and greed index over time. 2018, 2019, 2020. Look at 2020, way down, extreme fear. And what happened? Boom. We're like that right now. We're like bottom of the bear market. Extreme fear, which leads one to believe we just had a 1-month bear market and we're bottoming. It could turn around. And as Michelle says at the bottom, and that's why patience always wins. Patience. I get it. The immediate fear in the market, the immediate, looking at your portfolio and seeing it down. I get that. But this is crypto. This is crypto. So patience wins in crypto. Historically, the longer you hold crypto, the more money you make. Even if during some of those times you're actually down, it goes back up. Shortest bear, right, Jason, shortest bear season ever. It could be. We could be. It's all about liquidity. Flushing out, lower liquidity. There's some big shorts up here, though. It's piling up here, like we talked about yesterday, right? It's like, why don't they go after the shorts? Well, because I said it's easier to take out the longs when there's this much FUD out there. There's this much fear. It's easier to dump the price and take out the leverage longs, especially when the degen leverage traders keep making more and more new leverage long trades that are ripe for the picking, that the market makers and the exchanges just take out. I think they'll get to the shorts eventually. But right now, yes, and blame the 8-ball. For those that don't know, during yesterday's live stream, we did ask the KrissPax Magic 8-ball whether we were in a bear market. And Ryan, you weren't here, but I don't know what the percentage is that the Magic 8-ball has been winning, but it's right. 80%, 90% of the time. I don't know if you've got some sort of calculation that you've been using here. But yesterday, the Magic 8-ball, in answer to the question, are we in a crypto bear market? The 8-ball said, yes, definitely. Not just yes, but yes, definitely. So that is what the Magic 8-ball said. Should have made a spreadsheet. Yeah, exactly right. Should have made a spreadsheet. And of course, this gets our friend Ali to stop being bullish. And now he's bearish. And he's got a new chart showing price targets for Bitcoin, 75K, 56K, 52K. Right? So, and that's Ali, right? He's all on board. Like, yeah, it's going down. It's going down. Maybe it'll be a reverse Ali, because Ali has now put this in writing, right? That it will turn around and go higher. Because we need the reverse Ali right now. More than ever. So Ali has identified 75K, 56K, and 52K, neither of which are my bear market bottom prices. And then we got our friend Ben Cowen. So do you remember a few weeks ago when Ben Cowen, Lord Cowen, according to some people, Lord Cowen, he said Bitcoin was going to bounce back up and Bitcoin dominance was going to bounce back up. And it didn't. It didn't. Ben Cowen was wrong again. So he just moves the goalposts, right? Changes things up a little bit. Now he might say, right, because of current events, I have a new outlook. Sometimes he says that, but I don't think so this time. But he says, I think Bitcoin has a date with destiny, a 200-week moving average, which in 2026, he thinks it's going to hit around 60 to 70K. Now, that fits with my projection of where Bitcoin's going to go. We talked about this. I did my calculation and I ended up at about, what, 64, 65K? That fits this right in with what Ben Cowen's saying. If we indeed have a full bear market. So there it is. He's got it out there now. 200-week moving average. It will continue to gradually go up as we go into 2026. So that's why he has the spread here. So we will see that, but that was the Lord Cowen. But we've got, of course, Tom Lee, who's a permabull, right? Tom Lee just said live on CNBC, the bottom is in for Bitcoin and crypto. Tighten your seatbelts. Although ETH dropped below 3K, he thinks it's an Ethereum super cycle. Yes, an Ethereum super cycle. And of course, he's an ETH permabull, but ETH has dropped below 3,000 from the time earlier today when he made this video, but it's driven rapidly by products being built on the blockchain. Wall Street wants to tokenize everything, needs to be built on a secure blockchain with high reliability. So he's talking all of this ETH stuff, which is fine, all well and good. But if the market makers want to drop the price, they will drop the price. Meanwhile, Michael Saylor just bought a crap ton of more Bitcoin. Last week, he bought 8,178 Bitcoin. Strategy B now holds 649,870 Bitcoin. The average price went up. His average price is now 74,433. 74,433 is MicroStrategy average price. So if you go back and you look at Ali, and he's got his first target at 75,740, well, that is pretty close to MicroStrategy's break even. If Bitcoin goes below this 74,433, you're going to be hearing all this stuff about MicroStrategy, liquidation, blah, blah, blah. I mean, that's going to be a big deal. That's going to be a big deal. So just letting you guys know that's out there. Meanwhile, we still have ETFs, Dogecoin ETFs, my friend. And in fact, they could launch within days. We could be having Dogecoin ETFs within days. So today, Eric Balchunas said, look, based on the 20-day clock that Grayscale gave to the SEC, the Doge will be out next week, the Doge ETF. He'll be looking for the exchange notice, but once that exchange notice is there, I'll let you guys know. ETFs are rolling out. Now, who's got money to start buying all these ETFs? That's a good question. But it's out there. But it's out there. And meanwhile, 21 Shares has amended its S1 for its spot Dogecoin ETF as well. So we'll have Grayscale, we'll have Bitwise, and we'll have 21 Shares, 3 Dogecoin spot ETFs. They're coming. They're coming. Is this going to pump the price of Doge? Not necessarily. Doge doesn't really trade on that, but it can. There'll be some excitement about it. So we'll continue to watch that. On the liquidation front, we look at the last 24 hours. Bitcoin almost $500 million. You would think that it would be all wiped out. The whole market would be wiped out. Nope. Leverage trading continues. Yes, you can buy ETFs on Robinhood. Yes, you can. All exchanges, $880 million over the past 24 hours in new leverage trades wiped out. The degen gamblers continue to get wiped out. So I've got the pinger on. We'll be watching how it goes. But Bitcoin is looking bearish. Doge trying to hold on to 15 cents. We're at 15.08 right now. We have bled out of the bottom of Kriss's red box. 15.4 was a key support line. And now I'm worried. So that's where I am. Bonk lost to 0. Oh, God. Yeah, my bonk trade is way down. Pepe's way down. So I've got some L's on that. Of course, Clean Core, my zone stock, down. Master, that nobody knows if it's a bear market. It could be. I need confirmation, and I don't have confirmation yet. It takes about 2 more weeks for confirmation. Surprising, John? Yeah. Nobody's talking about extended cycles or super cycles today, but I am. I'll continue to talk about it. Ryan's looking at selling. His average is 14.5. Try and get back in at a lower price. Charlie bought some more bonk. So there are some people buying. I saw Ryan was bought a little bit earlier today, buying on the dip. So there is some that are thinking prices are going to bounce from here. Charles only made 150% on Doge. I mean, you don't get that when you just trade the markets. So 150%, that's pretty good. Why is it all going down? Crypto man, you haven't been paying attention. Fear, market makers, spreading fear. People selling, thinking bear market, bear market, bear market, bear market. And it's like they're spreading the fear, driving the prices down to take out $800 million of leverage trades. It continues. You guys get tired of hearing me say this all the time, but it is true. It continues. Make way for the reverse Ali. I'm going to see how low this goes to see how much I want to put in. Doge and Pepe, Gene. Doge and Pepe. Charles says the cycle's over. Con, you've made a trade. I make 15K if my trade hits 100. I lose 5K if I lose the trade at 87. So Con, so Bitcoin is at 91. It's actually closer to 87 than 100 right now at 91 here. But will Bitcoin get back to 100K? Good question. Buying below the red box couldn't hurt. Jason has bought. Yeah, boss, Mac, I agree. That zone is not good. Hey, Abdul, how are you? Jonesing? Something big could happen. You never know. William, you might buy some more bonk. 2026. That's what Ben Cowan is saying, right? Ben Cowan, 2026. Bitcoin down to 60s, somewhere in the 60s. Bitcoin has a date with destiny, the 200-week moving average in 2026, somewhere between 60 and 70K. So he's talking bear market, 2026. Joanna's back. Charlotte's in the house. Matt's just holding. If this is a bear cycle, I wonder how high the price will be in the next bull. Exactly. History has shown every 4 years prices are higher. Now, Dogecoin's price did not go higher in 2025 than it was in 2021. I've talked about that many, many times and my feelings of that, so you already know my approach on that. But if you want to think negatively and just throw FUD out there, so be it. I get it. I don't want to believe it's a bear market. Maybe just a bad dream. In crypto, Andrew, it doesn't work that way. Buyers and sellers, it doesn't work that way in crypto. Exchanges have liquidity. You can buy even if nobody's selling, and you can sell even if nobody's buying. So liquidity on exchanges allows people to sell when there are no buyers. Khan was convinced last week. Yeah, I still need confirmation. Maramello has some dry powder. Doge, Penguin, Bonk. I'm thinking if I was buying anything right now, it would be Bitcoin. Less risk. William, you bought some zone at 53 and now at 37. That zone, that is, oh, man, that is some bad stock there. I saw it hit 35 earlier today. Man. I see the 4-hour chart. There's Bitcoins. There's Dogecoins. Just drop out of the red box. Could be we'd be having a chop winter. Is the next box brown? Yep, that is deep in the SHIT. Cameron, I'm not selling unless we get big green candles. I'm not selling unless we get big green candles. But again, I only have 15% still in the market. Even in bear markets, you get big bounces. Prices don't always just go down. And with Doge especially, if X money launches, Doge is going to pump. Again, we saw it in 2022 when Elon bought Twitter. That was the depths of the 2022 bear market. And Dogecoin doubled in price. October 2022. Dogecoin doubled in price just because Elon bought Twitter. So Doge has that possibility. So I'm waiting for that. I'm not selling Doge at 15 cents. No. Okay, Brownlax, we got it. Don't have to keep repeating. I know Tom Lee says next 45 days, ETH to 7,000. And it's like, it's holding on to 3,000 right now. 7,000. Yeah, I don't know about that. The next box should be white to symbolize all the destroyed souls. Well, we're not there yet. The best time to buy is when everyone's fearful. Yeah. So, yeah, I just told you my plan, Matt. Maybe I should switch to being negative. Let's see the anti-DB, right? All right, DB, please be a bear. Be a bear. We can flip this thing around. Grok just told me the Doge ETF launching next week could drive the price up to 21 cents. I'll take that, Ryan. That's a good start. Good start. Love it. Blood in the streets. We will look back at this day and time and say, wow, could have got Dogecoin for 15 cents. Maybe 14 tonight, by the looks of it. Liquidation heat map. Sure. Can I take a look at that, Kurt? I haven't looked at this today, but I can only guess. More shorts are coming out to roost, and they're picking out the longs as the price goes down. That's Bitcoin. New shorts coming in. $131 million just at $93,100. That's all we got to do. You start getting the shorts. They should. And Doge has dropped. Probably took out leverage all the way down. Oh, there's a big one right here at 14.9. $3 million on Doge. Long leverage trade with a liquidation of 14.9. $3 million. Degen gamblers. Eric is convinced it's a 5-year cycle. Debt getting refinanced. We have quantitative easing starting in January or February, probably. The business cycle still looks like it's going to go up. Happy Monday around town. How are you? Low PZ. We're all buying Dogecoin over the next 4 years. Volume is down. The volume only spikes up when we see big red candles right now, and that's not good. That's not good. We did have a little spike this morning up to 16.5, and then it just immediately dumped back down. This was the turnaround I was looking at this morning. People like Jadranko making fun. It's not turning around. It's going down. And I'm like, at the time I made the video, it was turning around and coming back up. Came all the way up to 16.5 cents. That just tells you how quickly things change in this market. It's crypto. Liquidity injections are coming. Eric's trying to be a bull. Don't time the market. You hold even if down a lot. Linger, you hold better. Keep stacking. 1 minute chart. The 1 minute. We want to zoom in. What's going on? That doesn't look so bad. Dr. Tom, there will be a big bounce regardless. Let's hope the ETF gets launched on the rebound. I like 21 cents if Grok is right. I like that. Powerball tonight. There's the 1 minute. You guys got it. It will get back in your red box probably by tomorrow, Con. Could zone go to zero? It's really tough for a stock to go to zero unless it declares bankruptcy. And they're holding 700 million Dogecoin. So it won't go to zero. Once Doge turns back around, zone will go up. I'm hearing they might do a repurchasing. God, where's the money coming from, though? I mean, the House of Doge, they do their stuff. But how much do these owners? I mean, they're wealthy from their previous company that they sold, their finance company they sold for a profit last year. But how much do they want to throw at this? Gene, I don't want to look at how low we go things right now. We looked at them yesterday. I don't want to do it again, if you don't mind. You don't lose when you don't sell. That's correct. ASA or ACA, expecting Bitcoin to hit 88.89 and then go long. Why do you think 88.89? Please tell me what is special about those numbers. We understood 91 from the CME gap. But tell me why you think 88.89. Yes, Doge could go to 9.5 cents, Muse, if that was the liquidation wick we had on October 10th. And many people think it has to revisit that liquidation. Yep, I only have 15% in the market. And most of it is in profit. Just everything I bought since the summer, like the Bonk and the Pepe and the stupid zone stock, those are down. But just about everything else is up. Who's buying? Last year, for my birthday, I said I was going to sell some Doge before the next birthday. What's my thoughts on CME gaps? I'm convinced. You got to fill the CME gaps before it goes higher. Now, is it going to go higher? I need that to happen. I need to see it go higher. I'm not confirmed today, Bands. It takes me a little longer for confirmation. Love being early to the bear party. Tom Lee calling Sailor, keeps calling, but they keep buying. Danish is a super bear, 7 cents for no reason. 7 cents. That sounds good. Why do you think that, Danish? Good time to collect free diamonds and earn free crow. Yep, I get my diamond every day. I get my diamond every day. They just need to give out more crow when you get the silver box. They need to give out more crow with each silver box. I sold a third of my Doge to short the NASDAQ. That's your hedge? Shorting the NASDAQ. Interesting. I just, Trump is going to do what he can to keep the markets up. Oh, I'm on a 1 minute chart. I was just like, whoa, what happened here? 1 minute. So NASDAQ, from its all-time high, which it hit back here on the 29th of October, it's only down 5%. It's only 5% down on the NASDAQ. Where Bitcoin is down. Bitcoin's now down 27% from its all-time high. 27%. Broke below my downward sloping, relatively recent support line. So looking like it's trying to get back up. 91.9, about to hit 92. Doge needs to get back to 15.4 to get back into the red box. So let's do that. Maramello thinks it needs to go to 6 cents. So we can all buy a new house, right? I don't even want to know, Ryan. I don't even want to know. Altcoin season is coming, Hulkmania says. Yes, Muse. The CME gap closed today. Yeah, that Jadrenko guy. He doesn't come into live streams anymore, but he frequently comments on my videos when Doge is down because he's a bear. We'll go back up soon. You're relying on your mother to win the lottery? Yeah, you don't have to play if you've got a mother who plays, right? What's my education? It's just living the dream. That's my education. Buying and selling. That's my education. Just when everyone loses hope, it will fly. We got to get you on the board of the House of Doge. I would do that. If they offered me board position, I would take it. So Khan, 91K wasn't only the CME gap, it was also the value area low of the larger range. So you're going long. It could be. Bitcoin is now over 92,000. So it is up. I guess 91,250 looks like the low, 91,250. So it is curling back up. I don't have a lot of faith right now, but Jamal, thank you. You're so nice. George said Bitcoin's next stop is 73K if we don't hold 89. George. Fat, you bought the wick. Elon's not going to buy Binance, that's for sure. Couple billions of liquidations, then it goes back up. Take out those shorts. Yep, Hulkmania needs caps. Exactly right. I have 100% of my portfolio in crypto. All 16 Dogecoins that you bought at 70. Is it a buying opportunity, Masood? Some people are buying. Some are fearful. I don't look at Mudang, but if the whole market goes up, Mudang will go up. Compo's got a birthday this week. It's got to go up for your birthday, right? It's got to. So William, you're out of HBAR. So now it's Bitcoin, Dogecoin, XRP, and Solana. Thinking about bonk. A-Star, how are you, man? Instant ramen noodles. Nice. Bottom signal. I like that. FET's only about 1/9 in the market. Yeah, I'm close to that. Bitcoin will go to 220K in the next 45 days. A Korean man said. Must have been Tom Lee, right? Might have been that guy. Because he's very bullish right now, Mr. Tom Lee. Very bullish. Of course, Jamal. Hey, it's only investing, right? Call me paper hands. I don't care. I made money. Could the parabola in altcoin season be delayed? We just didn't have an altcoin season. Didn't happen. Paper hands, Kriss. And there it is. The sky is falling. Koreans, they have good math. Koreans have good math. Oh, man. Come on, Bitcoin. Go up. I sold a year ago. El Triquiñuelas. I sold a year ago. Well, that's when I first started taking slices. And then I was selling end of December, early to mid-January, and then finally end of January. And that's the last I sold. I know, paper hands, bootlicker. I get it all. I get it all. Bruce thinks it's going to run soon. With Dogecoin, again, you never know. If Elon launches X money, Dogecoin's going to pump. Right. If paper hands means you took profits and made money, exactly. Sometimes you just have to book profits, which I did. And in hindsight, that was a good move. Khan is buying Link, Sui, Solana. Wow, you're turning into a big bull today, Khan. Big bull. Khan's going all in. Warbs, I am illegally listening to you. Illegally. Ah. Jamal, don't tell lies. That's just dumb. BSV versus Bitcoin. Is there a chart like that, Hardwired? I've never looked at this. BSV versus Bitcoin. Really? There is a thing, huh? BSV, Bitcoin. It's just nothing but down. Since 2022, it's been nothing but down. Who's holding BSV? That, my friends, wow. That's just, oh, it gets even worse the further I go back to 2020. That's like a rug pull there, my friend. Hardwired, look at that. BSV versus Bitcoin. That is a rug pull right there. Whoever's holding BSV, man. I never traded it. Yeah, brutal, exactly, Fed. Look at that. Just hold Bitcoin. Wow. That is crazy. How about BCH? While we're here, right? Not as bad, but still bad. You'd been better off just holding Bitcoin. Wow. Now, if we look at more recent, right, for the month of November, Bitcoin Cash is doing better than Bitcoin. Yes. What percentage? 15% better. Because Bitcoin has been manipulated down, flushing out leverage traders. So that makes sense. But thanks, Hardwired. That was interesting to see that. X Money is not using crypto. Correct, Master. X Money is not using crypto. If PaxCat shows up, that's my confirmation. That what? That he's a wizard? PaxCat? Now, Muse, that was just a stupid comment the guy made about Michael Saylor. Making shit up. Help us, Elon Juan Kenobi. Warbs, you're off the next 3 days, so I expect the live to happen because everything revolves around me. Yep, everything revolves around Warbs. Down, Abe. No confirmation of that yet. Imagine being a Solana treasury company with an average buy-in of 233. Yeah, I know, right? Well, I mean, look at CleanCore and Doge and all the Doge they bought. Down big time. Looks like it's on the up. Huge weekly bottom. Pure manipulation by the market makers. Once they let it go, it will fly. Agreed, MV. But right now, there's so much negative sentiment in crypto, that would be really hard to do. That's dumb. Hopium copium. NVIDIA earnings this week. Be interesting to see that. Hanging by a thread, TE, huh? We're hanging by a thread. Bear or bull? If I could buy now, I would. So you're bullish. You're thinking this is bottoming out here, all the fear. A-Star, you took some profits at 16. Gambling to buy back in the 10-cent range. We'll see. Are we in a bear market? No one knows what's going on. Trying to be careful. Agreed. Time for the rise. Yes. Yes. Ryan and Charlotte talk in code. Yes. They have their own language. I see it all. I don't know what half it means. Doesn't matter. They're having fun. Again, low roller. I heard no interest cut happening this month. No, you didn't. You heard the percentages changed, but that doesn't mean that's how it's going to end up. You don't know until the Fed actually announces it, and that's still a month away. So nobody knows. All right? Nobody knows. But you can't say, I heard no interest cut. Nobody knows. Well, maybe you heard it, but whoever said it is stupid because they don't know. It's just like, what's the price of Dogecoin going to be tomorrow? Nobody knows. Could go up, could go down, could be the same. We'll see. We are in an altcoin bear market since April. How can you say that? Since April. Dogecoin is at a higher price today than it was in April. Setting up to melt faces. Fundamentals unmatched. I love it. Let's go. Even if they don't cut in December, they'll cut in January. Well, if they don't cut in December, we're not getting any Santa rally. That's for sure. I mean, last year, Jerome Powell screwed up the whole Santa rally. He did it himself just by yapping away about there won't be as many rate cuts as you think next year. That tanked the markets. Gappy says 35 cents by the next full moon. The next full moon. Indicators. Moon cycles. When is the next one? It doesn't show us. Yeah, I don't know what that means. We'll just stick with what we got. Let's just go back to the 1 minute chart. I like this one better. They're releasing jobs data. Yeah, on Thursday. But yeah, it's the jobs data from a couple months ago. So yeah, if the jobs data is bad, then the chances of a December rate cut will go up. Fear of Paul is buying MicroStrategy. I haven't heard anybody talking about MicroStrategy drop below 200. Ooh. VP sold everything he had. Don't hodl all the way to zero. Well, that's because he buys all that shit token crap, which actually could go to zero. So yeah. But if you bought Bitcoin and Dogecoin and ETH, then they're not going to zero. Down 12K on Sonic. I'm down 5K on Zone. Headed back to 40 cents. Come on, Zone. 36, 37, 38. It's at 39. I still don't want my face melted. Exactly, TV. Exactly. It's such a dumb saying. Melt faces. It's so dumb. Oh. Dogecoin hit 13 cents in April, low roller. Dogecoin hit 13 cents in April. Gappy loves his moons. I thought crypto would make me rich. It's made me bipolar instead. The liquidations go way, way down, Mark, if you zoom out far enough. They go way, way down. It's all I have left, Gappy. Oh. You bought on the last dip? You're going to DCA from here? Yep, a Thursday dump. Yes, DB, we have another dump coming. The jobs data from a month ago. Not just a narrative. Even if this is a typical bear market, I don't see Doge going below 8 cents. Yeah, we did yesterday's live stream. We looked at all the percentages, 80% drops in what that price was. And where did Dogecoins end up? 9.5 cents. 9.5 cents. Ooh, Boss Mac. Yeah. You went in big. I followed at a little lower price. But man. What up? Hey, Ruben. 10 cents yet? Not yet. Hold on. How can we have a bear market when we never had a bull? Well, Ryan, it's looking more and more like that 48-cent rally for Doge in 2024 was it. Now, Bitcoin hit a new all-time high in October. Doge did not hit a cycle high. We got 30-cent Doge. That was it in 2025. That was it. The Indiana Jones face melt movie was just on last night. Again, you weren't supposed to look. Don't look at the arc. You're not supposed to look at the arc. Shaj bought 5,000 more Doge, 15,000 away from your target. Better prices down here, right? The CME gap hit. Tomorrow is Tuesday, another Tuesday dump. Let's hope not. Don't forget about the Tuesday dump. Following a Monday dump, maybe it'll reverse. Yeah, there's 7 trillion on the sidelines. But there's so much fear in the market. Social sentiment is way down. Everybody's not going to come rolling in and buying. Yeah, get a wallet and move some sats around. Just pretend like you're actually doing something. Zone is trash so far, A-Star. That is for sure. That is for sure. When do we take out the shorts? We need some positivity in the market to get the market makers excited about taking shorts out. We wait. Pretty sure 16K Bitcoin to 126K is a bull market. There's still a lot of people talking for 140. Every altcoin wants you to believe in their narrative, and that's how they trap you. But also, if you're in at the right time in the right one, you can make a lot of money. So there still is that. It's just that this cycle, there were so many millions of altcoins that it all just kind of flattened out the whole market. Yeah, spaghetti masta, that's not going to happen. X Payments is going to start with fiat. Remember, it's run by Visa. And then it'll probably go stable coins. If it does anything digital, it'll be stable coins. I was up 10K back in November. Now I'm up $100. Yep. I get it, EDub. Dogecoin's not replacing the penny. Let's break the Tuesday dump curse. Agreed. People that invest in money market funds 5% a year are not the type of investors that will go anywhere near crypto. True. Exactly. And they're happy with it because they don't know anything else. They don't look at anything else. They don't pay attention to anything else. But if I had done that, I wouldn't be sitting in this house right now. Meme coins are like a lottery. Doge still in the top 10. Yep, I talked about that this morning as well. Still a top 10 currency. I posted on X too. After all this bear market talk, these are the top 6 altcoins. ETH, XRP, Binance, Solana, Tron, and Doge. 6th largest altcoin is Dogecoin. Still there. Still there. I know, what if? I got it. Total 3? Crypto market cap excluding Bitcoin and ETH. It's under $1 trillion. We were looking at this back in, we were trying to find where it was going to bounce on the bottom here. Had a big long wick down. Oh yeah, that was the tariff fear when that happened. I remember that. Total 3 actually went up and hit a new all-time high. We haven't looked at this since then. 1.2. But that October wick was bloody. So yeah, total 3 down 25%. I think that's good enough. Let's turn around. Go back up. Too many red days lately. Hey, Yuli. Yep. CME gap closed today. How many days we looking for to see Bitcoin either going up or going down to confirm the bear market? It's a 2-week thing from Sunday. It's a 2-week thing from Sunday. That's when the weekly closed below the 50-week moving average. That confirms it. 2-week thing. Whatever is least expected to happen, will. Someone needs to become Kai Trump's friend so they can find out what's going to happen. Yeah, Kai will tell us. I just learned TradingView had a moon cycle indicator. There you go. Moon cycles. Gappy loves them. He's holding on to it. What's going to happen in the next 3 months for Doge? Nobody knows, Aladay. If you're a bear, it's going down. If you're a bull, it's going up. If my order of Bitcoin at 78K actually fills, I'm going to be rolling on the floor laughing, raffling. You're going to raffle, Arm. You're going to raffle. Capital preservation is a must at this stage of the crypto market. It's going to hodl through, round trip it again. Gappy knows things. Anthony, so we've done a very scientific poll and I pretty much think the same thing looking on crypto Twitter too, that we've got 3 categories of thirds. A third of you are bear, a third of you are bull, and a third of you are meh or crab, chop, sideways. And we're on the downside of a sideways chop. It's thirds. So false hopes, a third of you think that. But a third of you are bears. those could be false hopes of the price dropping more by now. Or you're like me, and it's just chopping around sideways. We're just on the lower end of a chop. That's where I am. I'm more and more convinced we're not going to have an 80% drop again. Most of us bought high, so better luck next year if we don't have a run. Tier boss, Emerson. Tier boss. We're starting to get some shorts. Liquidation on shorts. Look at that. These are all new trades that are getting liquidated. ETH and Bitcoin on the shorts. On the CoinGlass liquidation page, when you see things in red, those are shorts getting liquidated. And that's what they're doing now. And these are all new trades for today, and they're just getting wiped. So they're picking away at some of these new trades as price is rounding, getting a bit of a rounding of a bottom here, right? We got that thing kind of happening. So these are new trades that are shorting the market further, and they're coming in way too late. Get those shorts, I know, right? But these guys got in way too late. They should have been shorting up here. They got in way too late, and now they're getting liquidated. Does it taste good, Joanna? Tom Crown, my friend, says the best way to invest in crypto is to either be a buyer and not look at it, or buy the pyramid method. The pyramid method. Buy on the way up and then sell on the way down. You just don't know when the way up is going to end. We got totally faked out in Dogecoin. We didn't know the end was last December. So the pyramid thing just doesn't work because you don't have a crystal ball and you don't know what it's going to do. First, we hoped for an October run. Didn't happen. Well, it was happening. And in fact, Bitcoin hit a new all-time high, remember, in October. And then Binance stepped in and wrecked the market. That was our black swan. So you don't know if there's going to be a run in December. You don't know. That's my point. Black Fridays generally have not been good for crypto, but you're calling Dogecoin Black Friday what now? It did fall out of my red box, that's for sure, but it's trying to get back up. The trick is to survive the summer of chops and then make it through the fall chop. To prepare for the winter chop, yes. There it is. That's my outlook. It's just chop. The chop is just on the downside right now. But if you go out to the weekly, it's still not bad. Kind of like a triple dip here happening. So it could round out and go back up on another run. And then the spring of chop, of course. Can't leave that out, Danny. Little drops here and there will not create a reversal. Ultimate Godzilla capitulation needs to happen. Well, October 10th was that. And now the market has just been bearish since, right? We've only had one green week since October 10th. And it's just bearish. Everyone's feeling bearish. That doesn't mean it doesn't turn around and go up. Was gold and silver pumped up to buy crypto at a lower price? No, I don't think so, Wendy. I don't think there's any direct correlation between gold and silver and crypto. They're two completely different markets. Like the Peter Schiffs of the world, right? They're all in on gold and they hate all crypto. They won't even touch crypto. Stopping the penny production was bear for Doge. Nah, Doge won't be back to a penny. Nickel, dime, quarter. I'm going to see if is the U.S. just going to start rounding up? Everything rounds up. The government just makes more money. I remember finding a 5 lira coin in Italy at a bar. And this was back years ago. And I put in I think I put in, what was it, like a 20 or 25 lira coin and took the 5 out because I'd never seen a 5 lira coin. It weighed practically nothing. I still have it. 5 lira, which is like nothing. It's like a tenth of a penny, if that. I know, don't spend it all at once, right? But yeah, I have a 5 lira coin. I saw it in a bar and I was just like, whoa, I got to have that. 5 lira. Oh, it was practically worth nothing. But at one time, Italy actually made them. Oh. Do you think Harvard buying into Bitcoin changes the public zeitgeist? I think Harvard just got in too late, is what I think. They followed the crowd. They followed the crowd. And they may be down on all of their, I mean, they're all Bitcoin ETFs, right? They just bought IBIT, the BlackRock ETF. That's what they bought. They didn't buy Bitcoin itself. It's all the IBIT Bitcoin ETF. But yeah, they're down on that, I'm sure, because they weren't buying when Bitcoin was low. So the Harvard Foundation was just too late right now. Yeah, the big Godzilla capitulation would happen at the end of a bear market. That's what we've had before. Look at the FTX crash, November 2022. That was the end. And that was the signal to me to start buying, which is what I did. That's when I went all in. You remember the lira? Parents using them to buy gelato? Yep, lira. With ETFs, we should get back in the purple box side. I would like that. Bitcoin holding over 92. Before the flash crash, Doge was good. Yeah, the markets were looking good early October. And then that thing came. That was a bad day. Looking at the price behavior this period, it's all a computer program designed to keep luring would-be buyers. I just think October 10th just totally screwed the whole market. And that's all on the backs of Binance and CZ and all of that. Totally blame them. Oh, Hulkmania is back in all caps. Buying all the way to the top and all the way to the bottom because I have conviction. In caps. Friggin' Binance. Exactly, Nick. Most of the world still doesn't know that because they didn't do their research. They blame it on Trump tariff thing or something. And it's just like, nope. Thank you, Sunshine. Reminding people, hit the likes, subscribe if you haven't already. Appreciate it. It's a Monday. How's everybody feeling? The week ahead? Could we have an 8th consecutive Tuesday dump? Could we have a dump on Thursday with the jobs report coming out? Could we dump on Friday just because? That's how it's been. Something positive has got to shake the market and get everything going up because it's not going to happen organically. It's just not. It's something big. All the above, right? Yeah. So what it's looking like. The Trump tariff things have definitely put dampers on things. They sure have. And that's what got me to sell back in January. That in the end, that's what got me to sell. Was that tariff crap. 4-year cycle's not reliable anymore. The playing field is changed. Where do you think Doge will go to the end of this month? 18? I don't remember even what I predicted. I got to go back and see. What did I predict? I don't remember. It's been a crazy month, right? I don't even know what I predicted. Where is my November? There it is. Hey, I know that guy. See, you just go here and you roll back to the end, right? Right? You go to the end. Where was it when I went through the numbers? Right here. $0.20? Is that what I said?
But right now, they're buy, right? Buy in November, buy in December, buy in January, because they think, like I do, we are now moving into an extended cycle, and that for November, December, and January, Dogecoin is still a buy if we sort of follow along. Now, what might change that, right? What might change that? Well, CoinCodex is thinking also into November, we're going to tend to be sideways as well.
Sideways.
With, dip back down, 18.2.
How close did they get?
And as we go through, bearish as well on the technical analysis side.
Yep.
Get it, right? A lot of that is based on the fear and greed index, right? Which is fear. But as we look through the month of November, we might get later on a pump that could lead later in November, say around the 24th, 25th, we could have Doge 23.6 cents, and we could have this RSI come back up into the red, which means it could get overbought, and we could have a little fallback at the end of November there. So that's all reasonable, and that would be right. Just government shutdown, straight trading, Nothing huge. Are we going to get the ETFs, right? Could that pump be the ETF pump right there?
ETF
Government shutdown ends.
ends.
We get the Doge ETF, we get a pump. 23 cents, is that, I mean, a lot better than 18.19, that's for sure. But that might be it. What's the wild card, though, again?
Yeah, so 18.19, end of the month. Pump maybe up to 22.23 based on the ETFs, but ends the month like 18.19. That's what I said. But Elon is the wild card. Like I said in that video, October 10th wrecked the whole market. So why would Binance want to pump the market? I guess they'll pump the market when they feel like they flushed out enough of the long leverage and then go after the shorts. Yeah, 23 would be the maximum price for the month, but it would tail off at the end of the month. That's what we just saw that based on the Doge ETFs. So it wouldn't end the month 23. It would end the month a little lower. Ben, I'm just not saying bear market right now. It's a chop and we're on the lower end of the chop. Yes, it's Dogecoin that we're talking about. Remember, Dogecoin more volatile than Bitcoin. And remember, Dogecoin's at a higher price now than it was in April when it was 13 cents. And the Trump token too. Yeah, I remember that. That was bad too. I went all in at 40 cents. Not worried. Said with all caps. If they drop the rates by 50 basis points, we could get a nice round. Yeah, they're not going to do that. I don't think the Fed is in any position to do a rate cut of 50. It'll be 25, if at all. Lucario Hawk sold at 29 cents. That was worth doing. Everyone relax, get a good sleep, wake up in 2026, check prices again. A lot of people lost money. Everybody lost money if you sold. Only if you sold, Anthony. The wild card. Paxtradamus. I have no idea where the cat is again. He was here yesterday if you guys weren't here. He did make an appearance on the KrissPax live stream on Sunday. Trump is going to stream at the McDonald's summit. Hey, McDonald's, right? Time to get a job. Time to get a job. I get it, Anthony. You think that. I need confirmation. Could that be the bottom? Maybe. October 10th. You guys. Trump rolling back tariffs since tariffs aren't good. We'll see how that all works out. Sorak, the kids are definitely getting coal rocks. Christmas will be bad. Jerome Powell is going to make certain of it. No Santa rally. Yeah, Elon used to post a lot of funny things with Doge. Well, Philly Mike, a lot of people are calling bear. I mean, look at Anthony here. I'm not enticing anybody. How can I be enticing anybody by saying I don't have confirmation of a bear market yet. When half of crypto Twitter is calling for Bitcoin to 140, and I'm not doing that. So don't put this on me, Anthony. All these people, Kriss made me buy. It's like, nope, I did not make you buy anything. I didn't entice you to buy anything. No. You make your own decision. We got a lot of people buying, but it's not because of me. They're just buying because they think we just bottomed out here. I don't know. See, we're at support level. Should be good for now. That has nothing to do with me. We were expecting to get some pump when the government opened. Yeah, we got a little one. The market makers were like, nope. What news do you think will push us in a reversal? X money? X money. It's all I got. No one has a clue. It's 50-50. Exactly. I swear, Kriss made us eat chocolate today. Or made you eat chocolate. I made you, right? Every time I look at the price and it looks promising, it just tanks. And then you look away. It's not fair, is it? It's not fair. It's like, come on. How dare you not have all the answers? I know, right? What if your decision is a bad decision? You live with it. Now I don't like Powell again. Yep, he's going to ruin all of our Christmases again. Second year in a row. This is his last Christmas as Fed chair. Only coal for Christmas this year. Only coal. The macro RSIs are low. Social sentiment is low. Extreme fear is in the market. These are all of the symbols of the bottom of a bear market. So we just had a mini bear market, and now let's get back to bull. Oh no, everybody's going to buy, and they're going to blame me. Oh no. Hey, if you hold long enough, you're going to win. I'll give you that. The X-Force Global is calling for a fifth impulse wave to $1. I have no idea who the X-Force Global is. Oh. For me, in my opinion, I'm saying it now, everyone should stop buying. We got it, Anthony. You're a bear. We got it. I'm not there yet. Plus, I don't tell people to stop or start buying. I never say that. I can't in my position. Even if I'm like 99.9% sure the price is going down. Although I was sure of it at the end of January. And I posted that I was selling. And I told you all it was coming. Yeah, I'm thinking 9.5 cents Wild Treasure, not 6 cents. 9.5. The bottom for Doge. I know, and if you're bears, you should be shorting the market. Exactly. Put your money where your mouth is and short. Don't just sell. Short it. Short it. Is Elon supposed to announce X money before the end of the year? Yes, he is. If he stays on his schedule. He's terrible with schedules, though. He's terrible. Every day is a bottom in the bear market. Such a nice thought. I'm going to make a cringe meme with Powell's face. Yep. You're going to have it again. He's going to ruin Christmas yet again. Benjamin thinks this is the beginning of a bear market and thinks Bitcoin could go down to 30 easily. I looked at this yesterday and I targeted 65K. Bottom of the bear, right below the previous all-time high of 69. But that was yesterday. If ever there's a reversal, it's probably when Powell gets replaced. So that's May 2026. May. Gene, Elon's not going to be accepting Dogecoin on X payments. So I'm not doing the little fantasy there. All right. Not doing it. Right. X money's not going to have crypto. You're right, Master. I told you that. Eventually, they'll probably include stable coins, but not cryptocurrencies. What a weird thing to do. Go on Dogecoin specific channel and constantly chat about how bad the market is. That's what's on everybody's minds right now. Typically, we talk about all of the other things going on with Dogecoin, but nobody wants to hear about Dogecoin treasuries right now because all their stocks are way down, right? So this is what the chat is talking about now, is how bad the market is. So that's what we talk about. We did mention ETFs, what that could do, yay. But to go on and on about like Doge 1, SpaceX, and all of that other stuff now, nobody's thinking that right now. X money is just X payments. Hopium, maybe. 9.5 would be my entry from a year and a half ago. A big round trip. Exactly. And if you just buy every week and you DCA, a long time ago, I read this guy's book in his 150-year-old chart and forgot about it until some guy posted it this weekend. Samuel Benner. You think it's a WeChat spy device. Listening to far too many conspiracy theorists there, King of Kings. Far too many conspiracy theorists. Hodling since 2021. I finally sold all of my 2021 Doge. So now the Doge I have is mostly from 2023. I was buying 2022 into 2023. And I still have some from 24 and 25, but I didn't buy as much. My big buying was really 23. Yeah, I'm not going to, what Trump Live is about today. Oh, it used to be fun listening to him, and now it's like, ugh. What are my thoughts about BTC miners pivoting to AI compute? I don't have a thought. AI compute. What's that going to do? It's a good question, though. What effect will AI compute have on Bitcoin mining. See what Grok says, because I have no thought on this. AI compute, referring to the massive demand for high-performance computing resources to train and run AI models, poses both opportunities and challenges for Bitcoin mining. Bitcoin mining relies on specialized ASIC hardware to solve cryptographic puzzles, blah, 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 blah. A compute uses versatile GPUs for parallel processing. This divergence creates synergies like shared infrastructure, but tensions, competition for energy. The surge in AI workloads has accelerated a pivot among miners, driven by post-halving profitability squeezes. Wow. This is like a real thing here, my bubble. AI compute is a lifeline for miner survival, but a disruptor for Bitcoin's dominance in energy markets. Hybrid models win short-term. Long-term, Bitcoin's value must outpace AI bids to retain hash rate. Interesting. First I've thought of it. I guess Grok is right. Opportunities and challenges at the same time. So I don't know what the impact will be. And Grok is like, not sure either. Interesting. I'm slowly selling my 2021 Doge now. I personally don't understand what's the big deal. We wait for these things to drop to buy in. There you go. I sold my bag before the selling started, waiting on the sidelines. The Americans, especially the Republicans, voted for Trump. All their fault. It was better than voting that other person in. Anthony, much better for the country. Much, much better. People investing in crypto, you should know what you sign up for. You should know crypto is crazy up and down. I know, low roller, but everybody wants instant money, instant gratification. I buy today, tomorrow it pumps, I make 100x. That's what everybody wants. Yeah, but the country would be a mess, Philly Mike. Doge might be up, but the country would be a mess. So would fuel, right? Both political cults and their lunatics are the problem. There's no winner in any of this. Executor, my friend, how are you? Thanks for the super chat. The fact my Dogecoin went from 0.003 to 72, but I didn't sell, and I got blindsided in 2025 leads me to one conclusion. I'm in the matrix. I know, right? Well, again, in 2024, I was saying I'm not going to round trip all my bags again. And in the fall of 2024, I was talking about taking slices of profits, right? So you can't blame Kriss on this. But I know you were expecting a big bull run in 2025. I get it. I get it. I was expecting a big bull run in 2025 as well. I was all in on the 4-year cycles, but I also took profits. And if you go back far enough, as Sorak says, it has been up. It has been up, my friends. There's the yearly chart. There's the yearly chart for Bitcoin. Let's do 6-month chart. Still up higher. Let's do the 3-month chart. Still up higher. Let's do the 1-month chart. Still up higher. So you tell me, even with the pullback here, we're still way higher than we were back in 2012, 2013, 2014, right? It's all up. Now, is this just one huge giant tulip bubble and now it's going to go all the way back down? Is it going to do that? Who thinks that? There's probably some people who do, like Peter Schiff. There's one big Ponzi and the whole thing's going to crash all the way down. Right? Hey, King Jono, how are you? Eric, you're down 30% in your portfolio? I get it. Just a scratch. Ah, Gappy, so nice. Are we going to go up the next full moon? Can we do that at least? The hash rate will drop, especially if the price is low, and they will sell energy to AI startups. Who, the miners? Who's selling their energy? I don't get it. Altcoin season is very disappointing. But Bitcoin is still up. And we did look at this. Right? I mean, look at this big up, 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 up. Now we finally broken that uptrend, right? When I was buying a few days ago, I felt like the moment I buy in a red candle, straight away it goes lower, then we'll bounce a fraction, then go lower. Someone's watching your buys. You say, yes, most definitely. Yes, use the moon powers. Got my head in the sand. Yeah. No Santa rally. Can you believe that? Am I still bullish? I haven't been bullish for a long time. I've been crabbish. Crab-ish. Long term, I'm bullish on crypto, yes. But I've been crabbish since October 10th. October 10th completely took the wind out of my sails. October 10th. Changed the whole market. October 10th did. We were enjoying a nice run on Doge. Early October, right here. We were enjoying a nice run. Got up to 26, 27 cents. Woohoo. And then dump. Big box sold, pulled out of crypto. The grass got greener. The skies got bluer. Crab pasta salad. Exactly right? Crab pasta salad. That is fitting for this market. Did he actually spit, low roller? That was the question. The other guy said he spit on him. But hey, If he gets suspended and he doesn't play against the Patriots, I'll take it. Fine. I'll take anything to help the Patriots win. I don't care. Is it confirmed? Is it confirmed he spit? I didn't see the close-up like replay, but I'm sure somebody found it. Wow. You saw it? He did? Oh, yeah, he's toast. All right. Wow. Those football players in the heat of the moment, I mean, stuff happens. I get it. You're emotionally, invested in that. You work so hard. You're in the game. Stuff happens. That's not the first time somebody spit at somebody else. There was one, I think, in like week 1. There was some spit thing that happened. I remember. So, yeah. Wow. Hey, if the Patriots win, I'm good. Another win. 10-2. I'll take it. Jamar Chase is lying. Yeah, Stephen Smith doesn't mince any words. He says what's on his mind. Oh, wow. So for those who weren't here earlier, we closed the CME gap. Some believe we'll bounce after the CME gap. Again, there's still bulls out there that believe this is going to happen. And Bitcoin will be up to $140,000. So that's out there. We've got the weekly super trend has flipped bearish. We had the death cross, which, of course, I proved over the weekend doesn't mean the price is going to go down. It actually kind of goes sideways, right? On average, it goes sideways after a death cross for at least a few weeks. And what was the other thing? Oh, closed below the 50-week moving average. That was the other thing. So those signs point to bear market. However, as I also detailed yesterday during the live stream, for me to have confirmation, I need 2 weeks. We got to have another close right below, and we have to see whether this CME gap, does the price from here go even lower down into the 80s, or does it bounce back up? I need that confirmation before I am saying we're in a bear market. So I'm not there yet. I need confirmation. A third of you are there. A third of you think we're bouncing and we're going to be in a bull. And the other third are unsure or think we're just going to be chopping around sideways. That was a very scientific poll, but it did say a lot. And I do remember that. It was a third, pretty much. So that's the sentiment right now, where we are. We got a third bulls, third bears, and a third like, meh, I don't know, sideways. I'm already out. I don't care. That's the other third. But right now, we're not doing anything. We're going sideways. Again. So that's where we are, my friends. All right. I hope everyone has a great evening on Monday. I'll be back on Tuesday, and we will talk again. Are we going to have a Tuesday dump again? There'll be 8 consecutive like Tuesdays. Ugh, I don't want that. Let's turn this thing around. All right. That's what we have for today. Good show, everybody. Thanks for all your comments. Everyone in the chat, I certainly appreciate it. It makes the show Again, I hope everyone has a great evening. We'll see you next time.
Dogecoin, which started as a complete joke, has like skyrocketed to not a joke anymore. It hit an all-time high of almost 10 cents yesterday, but it was so minuscule you wouldn't have understood why you have millions of shares.
Didn't Elon tweet that too?
And arguably, the most entertaining outcome and the most ironic outcome would be that Dogecoin becomes the currency of Earth in the future.